Car Ride Conversations.
So Genesis, can I ask you, have you ever had any kind of interesting extraterrestrial stories or alien stories or anything?
No. um, yeah, I was for the audience, for the viewers, and our two new people. I was telling Solomon earlier, I am representing the audience who doesn't really think about aliens much. So, I mean, it's very possible that I have experienced alien-y things, but I just either
Brush it
ignored it,
off.
didn't pay attention to it, or assumed that it was something that could be explained, and so just stopped thinking about it.
Right. So
Yeah.
what about you, Edwin? You had any extraterrestrial alien-like experiences?
All right, just to be clear, you guys can hear me, right?
Yeah.
Cool. You know what? Personally, no, but like, sometimes I look in the sky and I see a UFO and I'm like, I see a UFO and I'm like, Vegas 2020. Like, I don't even think
Right.
about it.
It doesn't even phase you anymore.
Yeah.
Well,
Well,
I like knew like aircrafts all the time, but I'm not an aircraft expert, so I'm like, whatever.
right. Well, you know what, guys? I'm going to be frank with you. I have two experiences that I've had that have just kind of blown me away. And they were relatively recent. I'm talking within the last year. So I'm just going to preface this by saying that I am about to graduate with my bachelor's in science in geology. So I literally study like planets and like the earth and shit. And I look at it from a scientific lens. So my mind is very scientific. And, I'm a big skeptic. I love to kind of disprove things and be like, you know what? No, it's that. So with that being said, let me just tell you, the first thing that happened to me, I was working at Target. I used to work at Target. I worked at nights. Well, it wasn't nights. It was like evenings, it would end at about 11, midnight.
But you're getting out after dark.
What's up?
You're getting out like after dark. You know
Yeah,
what I'm saying?
exactly. Yeah, and during the winter, I'd go in when it was dark. So one summer night, this was summer of 2018, I believe. No, it was summer of 2019, 2018. One of those summers. It was one of those summers. So anyways, I'm getting off of work and I'm driving home and, I'm thinking to myself, you know what? I really want an In-N-Out burger. I'm hungry. I worked a long shift. I deserve it. So I figured that out just as I was getting home. So I turn the corner to go into I turn on the street to get into my house. And I'm about to make a U-turn to go to In-N-Out. And I don't know what, but something just kind of prompted me to look into the sky towards the northwest. I don't know why. Maybe something I saw out of my peripheral. But I saw this. So where I live, I'm in Centennial Hills, which is a neighborhood in Las Vegas, which is at the foot of Mount Charleston. So there are huge mountains outside of Las Vegas to the north and to the west of us. So I'm looking northwest, kind of towards Mount Charleston, and I see this green light. It's like a very bright green light with like white in the middle of it. And it's like coming down like this. And I'm afraid because it looks like a bomb, and it should, and where it is in the sky, it should be hitting that mountain. No impact, no nothing. It goes down like this, almost parabolically, and then shoots off in the sky. And I just had like the biggest creeps, like for the rest of the night. I still got my In-N-Out burger,
Oh, you still want In-N-Out?
Yeah, I still wanted it. I mean, if anything, it made me here. But that was my first story. And then my second story, I don't know if this is extraterrestrial or just paranormal, but it was winter of 2019. This was only a couple months ago, right before the pandemic started. I'm the president of a hiking club at my university that I started myself called the Life Club. And we were going out to Death Valley for a camping trip. And actually, Edwin was there too. You remember what happened with, we'll call him Dave. You remember what happened with him, right?
Man, there's so many trips I've been on, I can't even remember.
Okay, so I'll tell you guys. So I have a friend, one of my best friends. We'll call him Dave for the sake of this.
Yeah. I remember.
Yeah, we'll call him Dave for the sake of this show. So we leave Las Vegas at about 5:30. And mind you, this is the winter, so it's already dark. And we're going to set up our campsite at Death Valley. We were staying at this place called Stovepipe Wells, which is in the north side of the park by these sand dunes. So we're driving there. We start setting up camp. Then my friend Dave, he just kind of like walks off. and we're like looking for him for like half an hour. We're like shouting his name. We're like, Dave, Dave, Dave. Finally, like we find him, but he's not the same. Like his pupils are like insanely dilated. And you see how you can see like white part of my eye right now? You couldn't see any of that. It was just like entirely like black.
Like
Yeah. And
anime character?
yeah. And he was like a zombie. And he was like coming and he like charged at us. And then we're like, well, what the fuck? And then he kept going on about like going out into the desert to like finally be free or like some weird crap like that. And, you know, as we literally have to like grab him and like take him back to the campsite because we don't want like to be lost or anything. We don't want him to get lost. We don't want any casualties or any accidents or whatever. And he keeps going on and on about how he has to return home and he has to go back to the stars and how he's lost and how he needs to get back. And his eyes are in like this the entire time. So then we're like strapping him and he's like, he takes a stick and he draws in the sand like a map of like a celestial like body or like of a star system, and we look up and it's the exact star system, and there's like a blinking purple light like right over the mountains. And then, you know, he's like, we're about to lock him into the car so that he doesn't leave, and right then he snaps out of it, back to normal, doesn't even know what the hell happened. Look up, purple light's gone.
By the way, one of the best nights ever.
I thought it was creepy as hell, but like he and my friend Dave had no recollection over it. You know, like he I don't know if he was faking it. If he was faking it, he was doing a damn good job. And I don't know anybody that can like dilate their eyes to make
like
sure
that.
make it like you can't even see the white.
Yeah, I don't know. You sure he was any like random mushrooms or cacti out there?
No, nothing like that.
That's what I was thinking. Like, it sounds like he just like took some really intense stuff, like right as he just went off into the wilderness.
Yeah, but like you can't just like you don't just sober up in like an instant.
True,
Like,
yeah.
Exactly. And he
Yeah.
like recollected when he was in his like trance kind of thing. He like
Yikes.
recollected the thing exactly on the like sand, and there were no plants out there. Like there's no bushes for him to eat. It's in the sand dunes.
It's just we're in the desert.
It was crazy.
Thank you for tuning in to this episode of Car Ride Conversations, the Everything Show, aka CRC. Follow us on Instagram at CRC__official and subscribe to the YouTube channel to never miss out on another episode. Thanks, guys. Peace.